Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of American Farmer with your host Raznac. Planting 2020 is in full swing right now with corn going in the ground as we speak. I'm out in the fields spraying the last 100 acres or so of canola that has emerged. It's been a few weeks since we planted and the crop is looking great. Planting conditions couldn't be better. We had a few showers some days ago, but have had sunny weather and the fields have dried out nicely and there's enough moisture in the ground for the new seed. Things are going great on the farm. Look forward to showing you some of the work here during planting 2020. Before I join up with Dad Mike, I'll finish spraying up the last little bit of canola. Today we'll talk a little bit about spraying, what we're spraying for, and what we're using. Also, we'll be talking a little bit about corn, planting corn, and what we think the future markets for our crops are going to look like. Thank you guys for tuning in, and a big thank you to WFRM and all of our sponsors. Let's get to work. Things on the farm, timing is extremely important. Timing for your planting, timing for your harvest, timing for your herbicide application is extremely important, especially when it pertains to yield. We have found through much trial and error and also lots of research by people much smarter than myself, they have found that the best time for a lot of plants is within a week or two of emergence to get the weeds under control. It seems like the weeds have a huge impact on yield early on in their life cycle, not so much at a later time. So we really push ourselves to get our weeds under control early. That way there's more nutrients in the ground for the crops, the young crops, to grab a hold of. Sometimes people ask, what are we spraying for? There's all different kinds. There's things called volunteer wheat or barley, which is kind of like a wild cereal grain. There's wild oats. There's a plant called kochia, which we really don't have a huge problem with. I know farther north in some of the northern states and west of us, they have some problems with kochia, and that is a very, very stubborn weed. There's creepers. There's so many, just your average grasses. Pretty much whatever seed is out there can end up in your field and affect your crop growth. And it's very, very, very important to get your timing right, get your herbicide application done early plant life. Let's get back to work. So I'm running out of go juice. Gotta get that reloaded, and I need to put in some more herbicide. We've got about 60 acres left to do. The sprayer was needing a little, like I'm saying, need some fuel, some more herbicide. So we're gonna pull into the yard, get that taken care of. Pretty sure last I checked, Dad and brother, they're done over on the east fields, and they're going to be moving south of the farm here. They're actually getting ready to move everything this way. So, cool. Bay open. I'm going to grab the skid steer, get this loaded up. We are all loaded up and fueled up. We've got 60 acres to get knocked out, and we can get to planting. So, time to turn on the tunes, get to work. It is a new morning here on the farm. Unfortunately, it took me most of the day to get that sprayed, and we ran into some mechanical issues with the 8970. So I had to stop spraying. I had to go help Dad get the 8970 back to the yard. He's over at the shop working on that right now. And so we had to do some tractor swapping, some switching a room, all that. That takes time. So we went ahead and we've got the 84R pulling the Great Plains, and we broke out the old 8410, and it's going to be pulling the planter here. Should do a good job. It used to. That's what we used to use. We used the 8410 for years. Planting, we just haven't used it in a while because we have this one and the 8970. So we're going to put it to work, and hopefully it does the trick. You can see, oh, that's a truck. Well, of course it's a truck, Raz. That's my brother's truck. That's his Freightliner. Or is that his Peterbilt? Which one do you bring over? That's his Peterbilt. Sorry. I don't know trucks too well. That's his Pete. He brought over. He has that. He also has a Freightliner. Those are his trucks. That actually doesn't belong to the farm, but he's given us a hand today, the last couple days. There's the old Kenworth over there. All right. Well, what we'll do is we'll jump in here and get to work. There's a chance of rain today, and I'm hoping it holds off because we still have quite a bit of planting to do. We got half of the corn in. We still have the other half to do, and then soybeans. We're going to do some soybeans, just a few. So what we decided this year is we split our acreage into thirds. So we have a third in corn, third in canola, and another third that will be in soybeans. Just some changes in the market here lately. Looks like corn. A lot of acres of corn going in 2020, so the prices may not be that great either. So we're just kind of hedging our bets, having 3 crops in the ground. Hopefully something pays well enough to pay the bills. Corn may actually have a pretty bad year this year, so we'll wait and find out. All right, let's get these things fired up and get to work. May be hard to see from here. That's the whole AG or Ag Grains elevator. It's still in business. They don't take a whole lot of crop anymore. They don't take any corn anymore, so we don't do a whole lot of business. But it's really hard to see. fact, I'll actually stop. Let me stop the tractor here. Back up so you can see. Up there in the top right-hand corner up there, there was a explosion. A really bad accident happened up there a while back, and they've still yet to repair it. I mean, they've had work crews in here and there, but they really have never recovered since then. Like a lot of elevators in the United States, these places have been around for a long time, and a lot of these facilities are very, very old and just getting wore out. And unfortunately, the ag business is a tough one. It's tough to compete, because not only are you competing against other farmers here in the United States, but more importantly and harder now, you're competing all over the world. In fact, you can see they actually are closed up right now. They've got the dump closed off right there. Like I said, every now and then they'll have a want for some soybeans. I don't think they store a whole lot. I think most of it gets loaded right onto trains. But it's actually very, very rare that we do business with them anymore. And since that explosion, I just have not. I don't see them hanging on much longer. Back to planting corn. I love watching trains. I think I've said that before. It's like, here comes the train. I thought this was a great time. Had to check it out. It's a longer one. Not the longest I've seen. Pretty lengthy. Okay, enough fun time. I better get back to work before I get in trouble. Looks like the weatherman was right today. Rain has just started falling, and we've got over 100 acres, a little over 100 acres left to get planted. We have this field and another one of our larger ones north of town, or north of the farm, and I don't think we're going to be able to get it done today. I think we're going to push as much as we can here and get this planted before the ground starts getting too sloppy. Because if it starts getting sloppy, we're just making a mess, and the planters won't work right, and they'll get all gummed up with mud, and the tractors will get all gummed up with mud, and we'll have nothing but problems. So we're going to push and get this field done. Try to get as much done as we can before field conditions just kind of kind of deteriorate, because they're going to. I just checked the weather report. It's not going to stop. It's supposed to rain the rest of the day. And in fact, we got pretty high chances of rain the next few days, so I don't know when we'll be able to finish getting the corn in. We still have soybeans to get in, but our window on that is fairly large. We still have plenty of time to get the soybeans in, so I'm not so worried about those. But I really, really wanted to get this corn in before it got wet again. Well, I think that's what we'll call the episode for today, folks. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to everybody over at WFRM for hosting the show. And thank you to all of our sponsors. And until next time, stay safe, take care, see you on the farm.